Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jennifer Long from Sew a Story, and you know I am so excited to be here today. It is week 3 of the Little Witch Felt Panel Sew Along, and we're going to talk through tips and tricks today for the 3D Pumpkin Table Center. Come on in and I'll show you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Jennifer Long from Sew a Story. I'm an early childhood educator turned Riley Blake fabric designer, and I am so excited to share with you some techniques and tips and tricks on these short little videos for the felt panel sew along. So if you are just joining us this week, we are working through the Little Witch Party Panel felt panel sew along. These are extra large, huge felt panels made on high quality Riley Blake Designs felt. And the wonderful thing about felt is that you can have the raw edge showing. So it makes it a lot easier for little hands to sew with. It's really easy to cut and it's really fun to embellish, and your creativity can just rock it. I've seen lots of great designers and makers do all kinds of interesting things with the felt panels over time. They've been appliquing, they've been making bag tags, they've been making different 3D objects. So definitely use them for what they're for, but grab an extra panel and let your creativity soar. So one thing that I always want to make sure that I let you know of is that these videos are just meant to kind of introduce you to the Sew a Story world and bring you in a little bit closer and make sure that you're accessing all of the resources that we have already developed for you. So as a pattern writer and a quilt pattern lover, it's really important to me. I'm super visual and I love having my patterns beside me and all of the illustrations. So even though I include all of these really thorough directions that you have no problem following right written on the panel, it was important to me when I started doing felt panels that I gave a freebie with illustrations. So I appreciate that you purchased a panel with Riley Blake Designs, and I just wanted to give you fully illustrated step-by-step instructions so that you can go on multiple pages here so that you can take this away, print it off if you want, and wait till this is time to make this, or till you have your little niece over or your grandchild, or just till it's the right time for you to make this. And you can also watch these videos to get little extra tips and tricks that I don't always put in here, just a little bit of ways to inspire your creativity. So I really want to inspire you with these videos. To download this, just go to sewastory.com. Under fabric collections, you'll find Little Witch, and it'll be right there. So just you can do that. If you want more information on this actual sew along, in that same spot on the website is the sew along sign up, and you can also sign up there. Every week we'll have a blog, and you can always search for it if you're looking at it after the fact too, and we'll put that week's instructions into the blog, so you can also access them there without sharing your email if you prefer not to. But of course, we only share information on emails that are really important and inspiring, hopefully. So hopefully, just once a week, so hopefully you'll join our email list. That garland we made last week. So if you haven't made the back garland yet, make sure you check back on week 2. This week, on week 3, I'm not going through all the pieces, but I do want to go through some of the stuff on this felt panel through this sew along that we haven't done before. And we haven't done a 3D pumpkin before. Inside our Makers Club we have, and I do want to just speak on that for a second. So if you haven't joined our Makers Club, it's such a good deal. It's such a good deal, really. It's less than the cost of one pattern a month, and you get a quilt pattern and a craft pattern every single month. So we've made a 3D pumpkin before, as well as lots of other different 3D shapes of foods. So we've made this pumpkin, and I've based the pattern template on a smaller version of the pumpkin here. And I thought you could use them for little decorations or table centers, or even place settings, or maybe a mantle display. So on all of my shapes on this felt panel, you'll see a seam allowance. Now I matched the seam allowance to the predominant color on this pumpkin shape, so that if you don't catch the whole seam allowance, it still looks good. So you'll just cut everything out on the shape, just as the instructions are asking you to here. And then you are going to sew each shape together. So you're going to take one and flip it over and sew from top to the bottom. You're going to notice that there's like a little square kind of at the bottom, and that is on purpose, and that is to insert the stem into, actually. So I'll help. Sorry, that's to stuff. The center top is to insert the stem. This is to stuff at the bottom. We need a nice opening, and then we're going to teach you how to close that there in the instructions. So you're just going to cut each shape out, sew one to the next, and keep going throughout. If you download the instructions, you'll see that I've already illustrated that for you. So you're going to sew them one to the next, one to the next. Then you're going to go through that bottom opening, and you're going to stuff it. So it's got a nice, decent size opening that you can get a lot of stuffing into. And you're going to stuff it quite full and quite strong. But before you finish stuffing it, I like to insert my stem. Now you can have a fabric one, but on here I was asking for like a cinnamon stick or a little twig or something fun that you'd like to put on there. Obviously something that's age appropriate if you're making this into a toy. And you're going to stick it right into the top. There'll be like a tiny opening that you've left open. You'll stick that into the top and you'll hand stitch that in nice and tight. I like to double my thread, and you'll also be able to sew your leaf on there that you've cut, and you can also use that same thread to do that. On the bottom of your pumpkin, you'll keep, after you've done that, just keep stuffing a little bit more so you can see how firm my pumpkin is. I don't want like a really kind of not filled up pumpkin. And if you know a little bit about me, you'll know I am a professional doll maker, and also run a membership over at the modernragdoll.com website. So if you are ever interested in lots of stuffing techniques, I have them over there. And you'll just push into there as much as you can, and then you'll just, using an invisible ladder stitch, you can close that up. Now, felt is so easy to handle and sew, so it will actually already hold its shape even if you don't stuff it really hard. And you don't need to do anything on this piece as far as like stabilizing it. Of course you can if you want, but it's already a felt, so you don't really need to. And then you'll just close it up there, and that will be how your pumpkin is done. And you'll have a completed pumpkin. So if you haven't already, please go download those instructions. I'm so happy you're here. And we have one more week. Next week, we are going to talk about table accessories. So you won't want to miss that week. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks as well. And I appreciate you so much for being here. I will see you again soon. Bye for now.